So in this video, you can have to discuss about some of the cases to do with the projectile motion, and of which later are going to analyze all these cases of the projectile motion. But before we go further, let's have to understand what is it about the projectile motion. By the way, the last time we discussed about the linear kinematics, we said kinematics is said to be the study of the motion of the object. And we discussed about the linear kinematics, that's the study of the motion of the object in a straight line path. And we looked at about the movement of object in a straight line path, that is along x-axis, and also y-axis, that's the free fall motion. And at this juncture, we're going to discuss about projectile motion, or we call it as projectile kinematics, where the object is moving two dimension, that is along x-axis and also y-axis at the same time. So keep that in mind. And of course, afterwards we're going to discuss about the rotation kinematics, where the object is moving in a circular path. So that's the essence behind the kinematics, and what you have to expect about the projectile motion. It's said to be the movement object in a actual two-dimension. Hence, the projectile motion is said to be two-dimension kinematics, actually two-dimension kinematics or two-dimension motion, where the object is moving in actually two dimensions, or along x-axis as well as the y-axis at the same time. So in real life situations, we have different cases where the projectile motion is applied. So try to think about some of the applications of the projectile motion in real life situations. I just need the comment or your responses in the comment sections below, but just have to understand about the projectile motion, and that being that it is the movement of object in a two-dimension axis, that is along x-axis as well as the y-axis as well. So now the projectile motion can be classified in different forms, and are based on the nature of the way the object is actually moving. So we have the first case, which is said to be the ground, which is said to be ground back to ground case. So now in this case, the object has been released from the ground level and back to the ground level. Like the way we discussed about the free fall motion, it will be the same analysis here as well. So this is said to be ground back to ground actually. This is said to be ground back to ground case of the projectile motion, where the object has been released from the ground level and back to the same actually ground level. So that is the ground back to ground case of the projectile motion. And we have another case of the projectile motion, that is a top angle ground case. So in this case, the object has been released from the top of the building at an angle up here and back to the ground. So we go it as top angle ground case. So we'll be able to see how can be able to analyze actually these cases of the projectile motion, and for the time being. And we have another case of the projectile motion, that is said to be a zero angle case, or we call it as a double horizontally released ground case. Now in this case, the object is released from the top of the building, initially horizontal, then afterwards get back to the ground. So we call it as a zero angle case or top horizontally released case. So we're going to see how do we analyze this case of the projectile motion, and that is for the time being. And we also have another case of the projectile motion, which is said to be, and we call it as a top below horizontal. We call it as a top below horizontal axis. Should be a top below horizontal released ground case. That where the object has been released from the up of the, or actually where the object has been released from the top of the building and up but below the x-axis and down to the ground. So keep that in mind. So we're going to analyze how all these cases of the projectile motion are actually all about in the typical analysis. So keep that in mind.